Some of the ingredients you're going to need is, here's a half a cup of flour, and I have a half a teaspoon of pepper in there, half a teaspoon of salt. You're going to need some milk. You're going to need some of this, Worcestershire. Going to need a little coffee, that's optional. You need a couple small onions. I'm going to slice them. And for the meat, let's talk about the meat a little bit. These are sort of what in the United States they're called pork cutlets. They're pieces of pork that's put through a machine and tenderizes them. You can use this. You can use cube steak is the same thing. And beef that's put through the machine is called cube steak. You can use the same thing. Or you can buy real thin round steak or some kind of cheap steak that's real thin, and then take a mallet and pound it to get it tender. I want to go the easy route and the cheap route because pork is cheaper and it basically tastes the same. So here's my 2 packages of pork cutlets, and I know I said that they would taste the same as the beef ones. I said that because by the time you get done cooking them, they're going to go through so much, it's not really going to matter that much. They'll pretty much taste the same. So I'm putting some salt on them, directly on them. And I'll put some pepper on them too. And I'm just going to take them and put them in the flour. And put them on a plate and do this. Flour them up. My pan's pretty hot, so I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of oil in here. I think that's enough. I think that's 3. It's vegetable oil. You can use whatever oil you want. And I'm going to add the steaks. Well, the cutlets. They browned on one side. I flipped them over and they're starting to brown on the second side, as you can see. And I'm going to add in the onions, the 2 small onions that I sliced. And spread that around and add 1 cup of water. Put a cover on it. And I'm going to let this simmer for 30 minutes. This has been going 30 minutes. So, you can do this with a lot more of the cutlets or round steak or whatever you want. All you have to do is fry it up first in batches, and then put it all together at one time before you add the onions and water. You can do up to 2 pounds of meat that way. Okay, so I took out the round steak, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. So here's some of the flour, leftover flour, that I put on the round steaks and dredged them in. So I guessed at it about a 1/4 cup. I'm going to stir this up until the flour gets kind of brown in color. The flour has browned a bit, so I'm going to add the milk. And I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt because of the milk. To season the milk, and I'm going to add the coffee. And this won't take very long, but you need to stir it pretty good. You don't want it to be too lumpy. And this is your gravy. All right. Okay, it's really starting to get thick here, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the Worcestershire sauce for excellent flavor. So stir this in and we're ready to plate. I'm going to take one of my pork cutlets, put it on the plate, and some of the gravy. The gravy's pretty lumpy, but I know yours will turn out great. I don't care if my gravy's lumpy or not. And bon appetit. It's really good. Thanks for watching.